everyone. Welcome to the premiere episodes of Human to Human Season 1. So before I go any further, let me introduce myself. My name is Elvina. I'm the public mediator of the Hyouman. We are really glad to have you here. Thank you for joining us today. Okay, so what is Human to Human? It is a web series that is focusing on the process of development for us to become more human. So we create this simply because you are all worth it and we want you to remember how to be human. So there will be a lot of menus that you will find in this web series. But let's focus on the first one that we are going to talk about today is the storyboarding. So right now I have Mr. Andre Untoro with us today. Hi, Mr. Andre.
Hi.
So Mr. Andre is like a master chef who cook these dishes, and he is experienced in these dishes, of course, and he has established his own restaurant which awaits by a lot of customers around the world. So his restaurant name is Bread and Beyond, and of course it's not a restaurant, I mean it's a company named Bread and Beyond, and it is not selling bread there. So the company creates animations and explainer videos for another companies. Later we will talk more about the storyboarding and what Mr. Andre do. Okay, but first I want you to imagine about your favorite food. What is your favorite food? Is it ice cream? Pizza? Oh, I like pizza. So imagine how you feel when you eat those favorite foods. You're happy, right? So that is why we create this series Human to Human. So we want you to be happy because you eat dishes for your brain. So the knowledge for your brain, and also it makes your brain happy. It brings pleasures. Oh, I hope I'm not twisting my tongue. It's pleasure, not pressures. Okay. So we hope after your mind is being fed by the storyboarding, by the material that we are going to present today, you are able to digest the following nutrients, which is essentials for your brain. Number one, you will know about storyboarding and why it is important. Number two, you will be excited to plan ahead your project in detail. Number three, your brain will find a peaceful state of mind by balancing the imaginations and the reality. So right now, after you hear about the storyboarding, we hope you can visualize your idea, you can brainstorm about it, and also connect it with the reality. Okay? So during our webinar, if you have any questions, please type it on your Google Meet chat box or your YouTube Live chat box. And also, for the participants in the Google Meets, please turn off your microphone and don't try to present anything on the screen. Thank you so much for your participations. And I would give you a hint about this webinar. So this webinar will be very interactive. I will recommend you to use two screens, one to open your Google Meet or your YouTube Live. The other screen is to answer our questions at www.menti.com. But if you have only one screen, that's also okay. You can just open a new tab and type menti.com, and later we will give you an access code to answer the questions. So without further ado, let's just jump to our first question. We have Mr. Andre waiting here. So Mr. Andre, thank you so much for being with us today.
Likewise.
So we are really excited to hear about the storyboarding, but can you tell us a little bit first about Bread and Beyond?
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Andre. My company Bread and Beyond, we produce explainer videos for companies around the world. I will show you one of my video, and let's take a look at it.
That's exciting.
You've generated tons of leads from your marketing campaigns. Great! But how many of those leads get timely follow-ups? How many actually convert to customers? Many businesses struggle with aligning their marketing and sales efforts. That's because most marketing-generated leads don't get sufficient sales follow-up. Over time, these leads are forgotten and turn cold in CRMs. That's a huge waste of your marketing efforts. Sales Whale is an AI assistant that engages and qualifies leads at scale. Here's how it works. You start by personalizing your very own AI sales assistant. Let's call her Jane. Jane initiates email conversations with your leads and reads every reply. She determines where the lead is in the buying cycle and responds accordingly. Her responses are always polite, prompt, and sound 100% human. Finally, Jane hands over qualified leads that are interested to buy to your sales team. It's that simple. With Sales Whale, you can turbocharge your lead qualification process, ensuring more of your leads turn into sales. You can also get full visibility into lead outcomes and help your sales team be more effective at closing. Now that's how you can finally justify ROI and align your marketing and sales efforts. Sales Whale. Never waste a marketing lead again.
Okay, do you like it, Miss?
Yeah, that's awesome, and I'm really excited to know more about it.
Okay, so we created this video for one of our clients in Singapore. The company's name is Sales Whale. And one thing in common that we always do before we are creating videos like this is creating a storyboard. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here, to teach all of you guys how to create a storyboard and why it's important. Okay, so what is storyboarding? By definition, a storyboard is a sequence of pictures or drawings as a plan to represent how to tell a story and how it will unfold. Before we continue, I would like to explain that this presentation will be interactive, which means that I would like all of you that join this presentation in Google Meet or in YouTube Live to join us and open up your browser or mobile if you are using one, and go to menti.com and please type in this code 5717 and 42 571742.
Okay, let's try, everyone. We'll see you on Menti. Okay? Don't forget to type the code 571742. Okay, if you type an answer, we can see it live here. Okay, try to answer it so you can see how it works. Okay, are you having troubles? We are waiting for your answers at menti.com. Don't forget to type the code 571742. Okay, right now we see the questions on screen is one word to describe online learning experience right now. Okay, write your honest feelings about it. Well, we have a few questions, a few answers right now, sir.
Okay, maybe you can describe something more positive, like what you really enjoyed the most in your online learning experience. I think we have started to do this online learning since March, right?
Yeah,
So we have
true.
about 2 or 3 months, and I'm sure that there are some positive experiences as well.
Yeah, let's be more positive. Wow. For those who answered,
Okay, we are going to go to the next screen in 15 seconds. So if you haven't answered, please type in your answers and then we can move forward with the next question.
questions from you? You have another question later? That's okay too. How about we move forward first?
Yes, that's okay.
Okay. I will continue with the presentation. Later, if you have questions, please drop it, yeah? Okay,
So this is an example of a storyboard. So when we are talking about storyboard, usually we are looking at something like this. We have several pictures, and then on each of these pictures, we will have some descriptions on what will happen on the screen. So in this case, we are looking at some stick figures and looking at how it moves, and there are some descriptions below it as well. This is called a thumbnail storyboard because we have a lot of thumbnails. We have 6 here. Some storyboards employed a lot of different thumbnails, like up to 100, sometimes more than that. And there's another type of storyboard as well. It's called an animatic storyboard, like this. So in this storyboard, you can see that there is a time counter on the top left side. So it will indicate what is the actions on what time. So in this kind of storyboard, you can see the movement. Usually this is done for videos or animations, but it can also be used for other things as well. Okay, let's move forward, miss. But why do we need to learn about this? Obviously, not all of us will create a video or an animation, but I'm sure that all of you will need to know how to tell a story. Because when you are telling a story, it can be used for many different things, like for presentations, for explaining things to your friends, teachers, parents, kids, or siblings. And a storyboard is a great way to help you do that. Okay, let's go back again to the definition. By definition, a storyboard is a sequence of pictures or drawings. So we will need pictures or drawings. Doesn't really matter if you are not a good drawers or you are not really good at drawings, but you will need to have something visualized because it is a plan to represent how to tell a story and how it will unfold, which means that without any visualization like this, it will be hard for you to tell the story. That's why it's called a storyboard. Story to tell a story, and board because it's visual. Okay, and there are multiple use for storyboarding other than creating videos like the one that I've shown you earlier. The first one, we can use it for creating multimedia presentations. So when we are creating a multimedia presentations, I have another examples at the next slide. It will look like this. So we have several options or several choices, and these choices usually are clickable. So when you click on one choice, it will take you to page 2 or page 3 and so on. And there are other options as well that will help to show different kind of scenario. So in this example, you can see that we have 4 choices. When you click on one choices, it will go to the next slide and so on. So this is a multimedia presentations. And for the next one, I'm sure that you are going to love this. It's for game development. Okay, so I'm going to show you an example. This is quite a simple one. This is for a puzzle or for a tactics game. And with this kind of game, you can quickly show that there are 4 thumbnails here. Within these 4 thumbnails, you can see that there are some actions below it. And on this next slide, we are looking at one of the famous character, Dora. So this is an example of the storyboard that's produced for the game. So as an example, on this game, we have 9 different options. Okay, with these 9 different options, we are looking at what will happen when the game already reached this screen. It shows that there is an app where the person need to make more post-its. This is a scenario, okay? So what if they need more post-it? What they need to do, okay? So the story goes like this. They go and select items from the favorites list, and then they go and see that there is a success screen after they have those. That's what a storyboard can help you when you are creating a mobile app. Because with this kind of presentation, you can see what comes next, and you can also plan ahead and tell other people in your team what will going to happen next. Okay. Let's take a look at this one. So in this storyboard, we can see different perspective of user interaction. So this is for a mobile app. As an example, if something shows up on the screen and then we click on it, what will happen? There will be a semi close up that shows the mobile phone and what will the mobile phone shows up there, and there is a emphasis on the screen, so the screen will show what will happen on the mobile and so on. Okay. um this is still something similar with the mobile app. If you're looking at this, this is still a thumbnail storyboard. This in this storyboard, it's showing that we are going to do map apps. So there is there is a pin drop on the fourth thumbnails, and when we are looking at this kind of examples, at least we know what will happen next. That's what I'm trying to tell here. Before we move forward to the next presentation, I would like everyone to take a look at menti.com again that we are going to present after this, and let us know what do you think we can use for storyboards like this.
Right.
Opening web page.
Go to menti.com and use the code use the code 8336 and 62.
Okay, hello everyone. So have you write your answer? We're still waiting at phone 833662. I repeat again, it's 83. Try to experience it. You see our questions there? We have a question what we keyboard for. So other than multimedia presentations, grand productions, websites and apps, think of what can you use a storyboard for?
Any kind of idea is okay. I don't think there is any right or wrong in this situation, because storyboard can be used in many different things in real life. So, for example, you want to tell a story. When you are telling a story, you can describe what you think will happen, and you will need to describe it to other people. Okay? But when you are telling a story, you will need to have something presented. Okay? Think what you can use a storyboard for. Yes, making video is one of it, I'm sure. Yes, for planning is right on the spot, because when we are creating a storyboard, actually we have a plan in mind.
Yeah, true.
Okay, yes, that's like a very good use.
Visualize what's happening in our mind, right?
Yes,
Storyboard.
yes, that's right.
Try to plan my research. Awesome. Wow. Telling my life in 10 years later. Oh, you're so visionary. Hence, visualize my mind. Making a plan. To explain a story through pictures in different kind of form. Yes, that's correct. To make sense, my imagination is awesome. And then we have another answer, to fill my free time. Yeah, it can be your hobby, right? And then for promotions, good. Assignment from teachers. And also for presenting a product and gift. Hmm?
You can scroll down. Miss Boom, maybe you can scroll down.
So I get good. Oh, assignment for from teachers, so I get good grade. Oh, to introduce something new. Okay. So what do you think, Mr. Andre?
That's a lot of good ideas.
I think so too.
Okay.
To make a movie, wow. Okay. So
I think we can wait for some more answers, and then we can move forward with the next question.
okay, we're still waiting for your creativity here. Can I use my website?
Yes, for sure. Because the one that I've shown you earlier is a storyboard to create website and mobile apps. Yeah, that's just like a simple
Oh, what do you? What is? Hmm.
actually there are several answers before that's related to this.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Okay, like if you are going to create a website, you will need a storyboard, because you will need to know what to do next. And if you are doing this in a team, then you will need to explain to someone else what's your idea, because if you don't show it visually, they cannot just go and look into your mind. So you will have to do something about it.
Yeah, try to communicate. We have to picture in our brain.
Yes.
The other people cannot see it, right? So
Mhm.
with storyboards, you can communicate well.
Mhm. It's true.
Yeah, help me visualize my complicated mind. Sometimes it is hard for me to understand.
Okay.
Oh, someone said for money. What do you think?
Well, if you want to get good grades, you can also earn good money as well. Nothing is wrong.
It is important because it can avoid failures.
I think it's more like if you can explain better to your team, then obviously we will avoid mistakes. I won't say failures because failure sounds like really negative things. But if we are talking about mistake is something that can happen every day, and it's okay if you make mistakes because it's always a part of the process. So, um,
Those who haven't tried, okay, go to mentor and type the code. It's really simple. And another answer come up. The storyboard is an important part of the prep because the story will flow. You can see how your shots work together.
okay. I think someone knows how to Google. Okay.
Google
Okay.
But thank you so much for the answer. And also to make sure everything will be in good sequence through I get a job, of course. You can get a job if you learn how to do storyboard. What do you think?
Yes, actually um there is a work, there is a job that's called a storyboarder. So what you do every day is just to create storyboard because you need to make plan. Someone will tell you the story and then you will create a storyboard out of it. It's an important part of creating a movie actually. Okay, if there's no other answers, I think we can move forward with the next question.
Stay on your mentee. Next question. You ready? Okay, so while we're waiting, so you said earlier that the person, the storyboarder, actually doesn't have to be the person who knows how to draw, right? Maybe uh, how if a person cannot draw, then how they visualize it?
Um, it's not the person doesn't have to know how to draw, but if you are creating a storyboard, it doesn't mean that you have to be able to draw really good. Because what you need is just to visualize something. Like in our previous example, we saw only simple drawings, only stick figures. Yes. So I think everyone can do it in any age. Yeah, so even though you are still in elementary or you are already in high school, it is something easy that you can do. And you can try it as well to explain how you can do it. And then after you have those simple drawings, you can explain it to other people in your team or in your group or to the teachers. So it's it will be helpful for your projects. Yes, actually, we have two tools that I'm going to share. It's in my presentation, so if you can go to the next screen. Okay, so this is from Studio Binder, so you can just download the template because it uses the app and it's fairly easy and it's free. You can just go to this link. We can share it on YouTube or on Google Meet after this, so you can try it today if you want to. You can just go and download the template. And for the second one, it's called Canva. I'm sure that some of you is already familiar with this. Okay, so Canva can create a storyboard as well, and they have templates that you can use for free. There are some pro options as well, but you can use it for free. Yes.
Can have it answered for you live with Mr. Andre, but questions too. So,
Sure.
what happen if you don't create a storyboard? Actually, do you have any problems?
So if we don't create a storyboard, sometimes there will be some mix up. So let's say we are creating a video, an animation like what I've shown earlier. If we don't have any storyboard, the team, because we are creating it not just with one person, but we are doing it with multiple person, the team will have a harder time to understand what they should do next, because in a video usually there will be several different scenes or scenario, and then you will need to draw something and you will need to animate something. Without a storyboard, it will be totally difficult to show other people what they should do. So the storyboard acts like a plan. With the overall plan already laid out, it's easier for everyone in the team to know what to do next.
Improve the team.
Yes, it will definitely improve the teamwork.
Will be less misunderstanding, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Talking about the tools, what is your favorite tools when you do the story?
When we are doing a storyboard, I personally like to do it with freehand drawing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I just use pencil and paper, draw it, make some squares, and then with that simple drawing, I can explain it to my team what to do next. That's my favorite thing. The second one, I can use iPad and an app. It's called Sketch. So when I'm using that app on iPad, it's quite easy because it will be easy to draw and erase, and then I can take a screenshot and send it on email. With uh, those two things in hand, it's actually quite easy. The Canva tool and the video binder that I've shared earlier, it's quite easy as well, but those are not my favorite tools. It's just something that you can use to learn how to create a storyboard.
You can.
Mhm.
Is it like a comic?
Yes, you can think of it like a comic, but when you're creating a comic, you are focusing more on the drawings. In storyboard, you don't have to have a really good drawings. It can be a comic because it will have some dialogue, but the difference is that in storyboard there will be some descriptions below it that tells what happened in this scene, and if there is any like music or sound effects, it will be shown there as well, will need to be shown there as well. In comics, you don't need to tell what kind of music, and if you have sound effect, maybe you just draw a speech bubble there, and then you can, like, um in older comics you have pow bam. Yeah.
Multimedia other than screen productions, mobile apps. Maybe you can give us an insight about how can we use the storyboard other than that.
Other uses of storyboard that we can use in real life involving theater or drama. So if you are doing theater, which means that you will need to act, it's it, you will need a storyboard to show what will happen next, where this person or where everyone will stand, what they are going to do, and if you have some props like trees or backgrounds, you can show it on the storyboard as well. So if you have a storyboard the in theater production, it will be easier for you to show how or what to do next. Everyone in the team will know what to do. Yes, and there are some drawings that explains what to do as well.
Yeah. And also,
In drawings, the best way I would say in drawings, like thumbnail drawings, that's the best way to present many different kind of storyboards. We can use animatic drawings, but normally that's only reserved for animations and videos. Other than that, it will be a bit hard to produce and takes a lot of time. But thumbnails is easier because you don't really have to use you don't have to have skillful drawing ability. You can just create a stick figures and then put it there, and it will be easy for you.
of course, if later teach me okay. Having questions. Hmm, okay. If you're mentee, we 5. That is the first thing doing tomorrow. You hear what we have to hear about the storyboard you on your project. Is it or life? plan your whole business. You can plan ahead your type and to know your action. Okay, so sir, what can the
Do you have any projects that you are doing in the school camp right now?
yes, it's
What kind of projects that the kids are doing right now?
so how
Okay,
this way.
and how they can present that?
Try to
Okay.
make it
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, if there's any kind of presentation involved, I think they can do a quick storyboard to show um, where the ship will get the vaccines from. Is it from a factory, or is it from some trucks, and where they will store it, and then how the ship can deliver it. Is it from Surabaya to anywhere else in the world, or is it um something that's delivered from other parts of the world to Surabaya? And then after the ships arrive, what's going to happen next? How the vaccines will be distributed and so on. So the storyboard, as I mentioned earlier, it needs to tell a story. With that kind of story, it will be easier for you to present what you think to the teachers and your friends. Yeah, it's not just you. Me too.
wow, that's awesome.
Yes. But when you are creating a movie, try to plan ahead, create a storyboard first, and see what you can do before that. So you will see that there's a difference when you are planning ahead and when you are just doing a movie without planning. With planning and preparation, everything will works better.
Here, thank you so much for those mentor.com. Well, we have another one. We show it. We have an
Yeah, you can use Studio Binder or you can use Canva here.
okay.
Usually use to create a storyboard. You can use Canva or you can use Studio Binder. I personally like to use just pen and paper because it's easier for me. And if you have a tablet, iPad, or something similar, you can download an app that you can use for drawings. Usually, just Sketch or Note will do for this. It's quite easy to draw it with hand, but if you want some templates, you can use Canva or Studio Binder.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, there are more answers.
Eat breakfast. Okay.
Yeah. That's smart.
Can storyboard used for get rid of the COVID? Hmm. What do you think, sir?
Well, since one of the projects right now is to think of the vaccines, then I would say yes,
Mm-hmm.
because we are not thinking about the storyboard itself, but we are thinking about the use of storytelling and how planning and preparation can help you to fight COVID.
Yeah. So yeah, by planning, by preparations, you can solve the problem well.
Yes.
So yeah, it might be can be used for get rid of the COVID. Okay, more we have. Can I use this to teach my child? She is 4 years old. Oh.
Okay. So if you have 4 years old at home, I think what you can do is to try um, to have a simple drawings with him or her. Uh, I uh, I have 3 years old, almost 4 years old at home right now as well, and she loves to draw. So when she's drawing, usually she will say that this is mommy and this is daddy and so on. And if you can teach her how to draw, then I'm sure that she will be able to make a storyboard soon.
Our future storyboarder. I'll try to make a movie, okay? How do I express my idea in a more simple way?
Um, the simplest way is actually to just use stick figures and pen and paper. That's a storyboard. If you would like to have something else, that's entirely depends on what's your preference. If you like drawings, then maybe stick figures is easy for you, but if you don't, maybe you can use the templates on the apps that I've shown you earlier. I think that's quite simple enough.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we have another one. Can storyboard be used to get someone closer? What do you mean by closer? Physically closer, you mean? Or emotionally closer? If it's emotionally closer, I think it is, right?
Yes, I think um you can draw a storyboard to plan ahead and then creatively to make you closer. I'm not really sure what kind of closer
Okay, I think also we can with the storyboard maybe we can communicate well, right? So maybe it kind of can help to make you emotionally closer to someone because right now the person you're talking to can understand what's on your mind, then you can get closer with them. Okay, so everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. If you have any more questions about the storyboard, about Bread and Beyond animations, explainer videos, please drop your questions at Breath and Beyond. Their Instagram is breadandbeyond.id. Okay, Mr. Andre will answer it to you. Okay, so thank you so much for joining us, for the Merlion students, for the summer program students, for parents, teachers. Just want to remind you that we have summer program celebrations on July 4th, and see you there. Okay, and also if you have another questions for Merlion School or Hyouman, also you can reach us through our Instagram. It's at the Hyouman, and for Merlion is at Merlion_schools. And stay tuned for our next Human to Human series. Okay? Thank you so much for supporting us. Also, amazing team we have here who help us to run the webinar smoothly today. You guys rock. Okay? So I also want to apologize if there's anything that offend offended you during this webinar, or maybe there's something that lagged during your webinar, we would like to apologize. And goodbye, everyone. Stay healthy and stay safe. Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.